right, joining us now, members of the Alamogordo Lady Tiger Fast Pitch Softball team as they get ready for their season, which begins later on this week. And we've got, of course, head coach Charlene Reyes here with us. Char, how are we doing today? Good?
We're doing great. Thank you for having us.
Well, I'm happy to have you here. And you got a full crew here with you, so I'll let you announce the group. I know we're going to recap over a few things here, but
okay.
Go ahead.
We have Tori Borunda with us. We have Taylor Murphy, Brandee Cunningham, Kaylee LoCoco, and Rosemary Tave.
All right. Ladies, are you good? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. We've also got assistant coaches. Ronnie Reyes, Courtney Reyes are here with us as well. Obviously, a little bit of a different year than the last couple of years. You had, a lot of experience, varsity experience this year. Kind of a mix. You've got a good amount of varsity experience and then some new players in there. How would you describe this group that's coming into this season?
We have a lot of potential. There is a lot of experience in some of the youngsters. The sophomores have this is their third year under their belt, and then I also have senior Rosemary Tave coming back. She'll be on the mound, and then we have some new ones. We have some up and coming kids, some 8th graders, and I think with the numbers that we have this year, I think we're looking pretty good. I've got 17 girls on the roster right now, and we're just excited. Little bit of inexperience, but they're learning very quickly. We've had quite a bit of time to get ready. Like I said, Coach Perry allowed us some input on our schedule, and so I knew that basketball would do well this year, and so we kind of pushed our schedule back, and we haven't opened up yet until Friday.
Yeah, and of course, you guys go over to the Las Cruces tournament. We'll talk a little bit about the schedule here in a bit. Let's bring in the ladies here. We'll start with Tori. How are you feeling going into this season? You feel like this group has the ability to really improve and become a tough team for people to beat this season?
Yeah, I feel like we're going to do really good. Even though we have young girls on our team, they have experience playing before and they know the game. So,
how about you feeling with you personally your game? Are you feeling more confident at the plate and the field out there so far?
At the plate, I'm pretty confident. In the field, a little iffy because I just moved from the outfield to the infield. So.
What are you feeling like you need to? What things are you working on to try to get better on the infield? What are some things that you're trying to improve on?
My transfer.
Yeah. Trying to work in terms of double plays and throwing the ball. Okay, very good. Well, let's talk to your infield partner because I think is it you two up the middle this year probably?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Taylor, is that something you guys have to work on together, try to get that going the way that you want it to, or is it kind of an individual thing that you guys are working on? Or?
I think we both individually need to work on her transfer and then some of my flips and everything. So
how are you feeling in terms of going to the plate this season? Are you feeling good about your bat, or you feel like there's some stuff you need to improve on? Or
I need to improve.
Okay. And what do you try to work on in terms of improving that? What do you try to focus on? What is Ronnie or Char or Courtney working on you with that?
Courtney's been working on me with my feet when I slap, so I don't step on the plate.
All right, we'll move over to Brandee Cunningham, and Brandee, still trying to work back from an injury with the right knee, and hopefully going to see her out on the softball pitch this year. How is it feeling? You're starting to feel more strength in the knee?
Yeah, my knee feels a lot better than what it has been.
But where do you feel like you need to be just in terms of being comfortable with your knee and going out there and playing? Is there kind of a certain threshold, or you're just going to kind of know when it happens? Or?
I'm going to know when it happens.
Okay. They'll have you, I'm sure, playing out in the field as well, or how are they going to work that for you?
Yeah, they'll probably have me out in the field somewhere.
Kaylee, of course, is also working back from a knee injury as well, and trying to get healthy for you're healthy going into the season, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, that's a big positive for you, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay, that's what we like to hear. All right, do you feel comfortable swinging the bat going into this year? Yes, okay, that's what we want to hear. How about in the field? Do we know where you're going to be playing at in the field so far this season?
Usually first or outfield.
Okay. Do you have a preference there, or you're good with wherever they want to put you at?
I'm good wherever Coach puts me.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we got Rosemary here with us, and of course she's going to be the starting pitcher for the Lady Tigers this year. You were one of the two main pitchers last year, but this year you're kind of the number one in the group. Talk about your pitching. Is this the most comfortable you have felt going into a season before?
Yeah, it's probably the most comfortable time.
Okay, and what have the coaches been working on you with this off season?
Just hitting my spots and being more accurate.
How about hitting the ball? Do you feel more comfortable at the plate going into this season?
Yeah, but sometimes I just get in my head too much. I don't do as good as I plan.
Ronnie, we've obviously heard from the girls about some of the things they've been working on this year. As a team as a whole, what do you feel like maybe the biggest improvement needs to be made with this team, at least early on in the season?
Defense and pitching right now is what we're trying to work on and being consistent with it. Trying to eliminate the mistakes, and being consistent with we might just get one ball in the outfield. And so our pitching, hitting our spots. I think we have a good combination of players out there on the field. We got some experience. We got young girls out there, and I think we're starting to dwell together as a team, and that's a key part on as far as being successful. One of the things that we emphasize with the girls is that we don't want to be average. We want to be excel to the next level. So we work hard on what we do, just like we work hard in the bullpen. We get average 100 pitches when we are in the bullpen. Hitting-wise, we get 100 cuts. Defensive-wise, we get 100 ground balls. Whatever it takes to get to that level of where we need to be at.
Yeah. Well, and talking with girls, Courtney, I mean, in terms of, it sounds like, you're working on the ladies with hitting. Is it just, are you working on them with all different types of things, or are you kind of focusing on the hitting with some of the ladies, or?
I work on everything with them. Whatever I see, I kind of just work on it with them. As far as their hitting, the biggest thing with their hitting, they have all the skills to be able to hit the ball. Just trying to be more consistent in the timing. I think that's going to be our key this year, is making sure we're hitting the ball at the right time and making contact and seeing that contact. That's going to be the biggest thing. As far as fielding, we have some young ones out there, but like the girls said earlier, they have experience. They played this game, so it's just getting them ready for that next level. And then our pitching, we have just so many different looks. And we have different speeds and different movement and different, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah. Coach, I know there's a lot of different ladies in this team. You said 17 on the roster. We've obviously got 5 of them here, but clearly there's going to be a lot of different ladies that can contribute and will contribute for you this year. Talk a little about the rest of the roster this season.
Right. We talk about them being able to play every position, and so there are a lot of different. She talks about looks with pitchers. There's a lot of different looks on the field as well. We have Alexis Hernandez. She'll be coming up as a senior, and we'll look at her in the outfield. We have Ayana Jones, who's playing center field for us right now. She's coming up from JV as well. Asiana Herrera is a returner. She played varsity last year, and she's looking in the outfield. We have Kaylee at first base. So with Kaylee, we also have Cameron Whiteside. She's an 8th grader. At second base with Tori, we have Valerie Contreras stepping in every now and then, but she'll probably be pitching for the most part. That's another 8th grader. We have Mikey Young behind the plate. She's catching. She's an 8th grader. And we have Casey Bowman, who's a sophomore. She'll be catching as well. They'll be splitting some time, maybe at third base. Kayla Lunar, who just came out from basketball. She'll be out, either infield or outfield, either one, as soon as she's healed up a little bit more. She's got a knee injury as well from basketball. And then we have Angel Orozco and Bianca Granados, who are we put them everywhere. We put them in the infield. We put them in the outfield. So there's a lot of push. There's a lot of different looks. I mean, yesterday, for example, we did situations. We did situational hitting today, and we had everybody everywhere. We also have Jessica Lucero. She's looking at some time on the mound and maybe at shortstop as well. I think, like Coach said, as long as this team gels well together, it seems like they get along fairly well. They've already had team bonding where they made some T-shirts for the scrimmage, and it seemed like, that just when they walk on the field, sure, it's competitive, and that's what I like because we have the numbers and they push each other, but that makes it even more better. It makes it better for the program that we have girls pushing each other. They're not picking, they gel well. They get along well together.
Yeah, especially if that's way you can have healthy competition within a team. I'm sure that's a big deal for you.
Big plus.
And you also mentioned the different looks in terms of pitching. I think Courtney mentioned that. Rosemary obviously has a certain style. What are the other looks that you see? Do you feel like you have kind of a power pitcher, or is it basically going to be more pitchers that are going to be using more finding spots and a little bit more finesse in terms of their pitching?
I didn't forget her. I remembered. We also have Erica Bose, which she'll be pitching as well, and that's where you come in and you talk about a little bit of finesse. She's a thumber. She throws a lot of off speed. She's going to keep your hitter off balance. Then you have Rosemary, who's going to be able to hit her spots very well, and she brings in a couple of different looks with different pitches that she has. Jessica Lucero, Jessica Lucero will also be pitching some, and she's a different look as well. She's a freshman. She's coming up from JV. Whoa, Taylor Murphy. She brings in a little bit of heat. She's got a fastball, so she'll be a surprise. I think people will be surprised if we bring her in, in relief. Be able to shut it down if we need to. Valerie will be able to hold her own on the mound, at times possibly starting. So there's just a different look, like Courtney said, Coach said. They'll have something different to offer, and a community of pitchers is what we're going to see, and when Courtney said it's a different look each time, if Rosemary's starting and Taylor comes in to finish, it is a different look. There's definitely a different view for the hitters, and they're going to struggle.
Rosemary, you're only senior this year, or do you have any others that are in the group this year?
Alexis Hernandez.
Okay.
And Kaylee LoCoco.
Okay, so Kaylee's also a senior this year. Okay. Well, Rosemary, I know you're ready to answer another question. What's the plans for after high school? Do you know, or do you want to keep playing softball or not?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Always.
Yeah, all right, so you want to keep... Kaylee, how about you? I mean, are you going to try to keep playing? I know the knee injury makes it a little tough for you, but is that something you're going to try to keep working on?
Yes, of course.
Okay, that's something that you want to... Is there a particular, do you want to stay in state? Do you want to go somewhere out of state if you have the choice to continue playing, or...
I'll probably stay in state.
Stay in state, okay, very good. Do you know regardless of that, if it's not continuing to play softball, do you kind of know what you want to do after high school yet, or still thinking about that?
Yes, I know what I want to do.
What did you want to do?
I want to be a physical therapist.
Okay, very good. Brandee and Taylor and Tori, of course, still have a couple more years at the high school part of it. But what do you feel like maybe you need to do to get to that level where you can play college softball? I mean, what are there some certain things that, Brandee, you feel like you need to get better at before that time rolls around?
I think I need to work on my mental part of the game.
All right, Taylor, you've already heard the question. What are some things that you feel like you need to get better at as we as you head to these next 3 seasons or so?
Also, my mental game and my hitting needs to improve, and everything overall.
Okay. Tori, how about you? What do you feel like, you see all these girls that you've played with that have gone off to play college ball. Maybe, you see what they've done that you need to improve on to reach that level, maybe?
Yeah, I really need to work on my mental like everyone else, and just everything overall needs to be perfected instead of just being sometimes getting on base and sometimes catching the ground ball. It needs to be always getting it, and every time. Okay. Just never not consistent.
Ronnie, what do you see obviously you see a lot of talent all the time, and you guys have an immense amount of success in terms of getting these ladies. You figure Brianna's playing college ball from last year, so Serena Minez also went on to play college ball. So, that's 3 players from last year's team, and that's almost every year it seems like you have that. What do you kind of attribute that to think that, this program's able to produce that?
Lots of hard work. That's a hard work because, when we get them, they're still... there's a lot of things that need improvement on, but like Tori said, she hit it in a nutshell. You got to perfect this game to be at that next level. You can't afford to make one mistake when you get to the college level. And when we start doing that as a senior, when they become seniors and eliminate those mistakes, then they're reaching that point to where they feel comfortable about their body, how they play the game, and it just becomes routine and natural. Instead of thinking about it, it's just natural. We call it savvies of the game. How smart are you with the game? Where do you go as far as situations on every play? Do you know where to go? Do you know what to do? Even at the plate, having the confidence about, hey, you're not going to strike me out. Yeah, I'm going to hit the ball so hard somewhere. That kind of attitude, once they get to that, their senior year, hopefully they'll all be able to do that. And it makes it so much easier to recruit them. When we talk to college coaches, that's the first thing that we do. They college coaches tell us, we'll take any one of your seniors because we know going to your program, they've learned everything that we have to offer. So we'll take them.
Yeah. Well, Courtney, you obviously have some experience with college softball. You got another assistant that also has experience with college softball. I can't think of her name.
Erica Tollett, yeah.
Yes.
She's a volunteer.
Yeah, and so, you have people that can help impart to the girls as well, about what needs to happen. What do you try to impart to them of what they need to do to maybe get to that level? And I'm sure, improving that way also helps the team win as well.
Yeah, getting to that next level, the biggest thing that, college coaches look for, and then when you actually get to that next level, is always working hard and going hard for everything and selling out and giving it everything that you got. That kind of player you can work with, being coachable. When we see a kid out there who, is listening to their coach and doing everything that they can to, execute the play, execute the hit, execute the situation, it just makes them easier to be recruited. And that's what we work on. That's why we do a lot of situations. That's why we do situational hitting. Today alone we did some situational hitting, and just talking about the situations of the game should help their hitting. And if a kid knows, they have a runner on first and what they need to do to advance that runner, to move the runner over and all that kind of stuff, if the kids know that at the high school level, it just makes them more recruitable for the college level.
Yeah. And I think it makes it easier for you as coaches that they know it and you don't have to sign to them and tell them all the time about what's coming up.
Yeah.
Coach, the schedule coming up, obviously you guys start off with the Las Cruces tournament. There's always great teams in there, and I know, you guys, the district may not be as tough as it has been in previous years, but you guys are really focusing on the non-district in terms of getting the team better.
Right. And like I said before, Coach Perry allowed us some input, and so we make sure that we try to schedule the best. If we play the best, that's what it takes to be the best. So win or lose, we're hoping to play some quality teams and continue that consistency and make sure we're doing damage there. We play Berlin at 3 o'clock on Friday, and then I believe we end up playing Berlin again, doubleheader on the 18th. So, and I've heard they're a pretty good team. Los Lunas coach had talked to us about picking them up and said that they were pretty tough. So, and then again, we're going to play some Cruces teams. I think in the tournament we'll probably see a couple of Cruces teams, and they're always tough. Las Cruces is tough. Silver City is tough, and we're going to see Silver City down the line, and we'll see Artesia as well. So, yeah, we like to keep our schedule tough. Just make sure that we stay on top of our game. Like I said, if you play the best to become the best, that's part of kind of what we've always said in the program. So we're excited. I know that most of the teams we're going to face this upcoming weekend, they've probably got 4 or 6 games underneath their belt, and we don't, but that's okay. We're excited.
Yeah, and I think also the switch to 5A as well, different teams at the top, instead of facing, say, the Rio Rancho schools or the West Side Albuquerque schools or Las Cruces schools, it's a little bit of a different mix in there. Do you guys kind of have an idea on who's going to be the tougher teams you'll face in 5A, or is that going to be something you'll learn as the season goes on, you feel like?
I think we're going to learn as we go, but
Yeah.
I think there's some teams in the 5A that they're no slouches. They're going to be scrappy, and they're going to give us a game. There's some teams in 5A that can compete with those 6A teams. There's some teams in the 4A level, Silver City for one. I'd put them against anyone. They're a good team to go against, and we play them every year, so they help us a lot in our game. Artesia,
Piedra Vista.
Yeah, we don't want to take anyone lightly.
Roswell.
Always good on that side of things. Okay. Yeah, it's I'm kind of learning all these new things with the 5A schools too, not knowing who exactly is going to be the top level there. But I'm sure you guys are going to be competing for that, and we'll look forward to seeing how the season goes on. I'm sure all the ladies are ready for the season get going. I'm sure they're excited to not have to do any more interviews. Well, look forward to how the season goes. First home game is coming up on the 14th. You guys host Artesia in the first game of the season. That's a single game, and then that Saturday it's a doubleheader against Belen. So
yes, sir.
Get out there and support the Lady Tigers. There's not a ton of home games in the schedules because you guys go to a couple of tournaments, and of course district begins in April, but boy, the season will be over before you know it.
Yeah. It happens quickly.
Yep. So get out there and support these ladies and the team. Y'all, good luck the season. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.